1, 2, check, check. Check 1, 2. Webcam. Hello. 1, 2. Well, let's try.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2. All right. I think we're live. I know this is a new experience for me trying to do this web conferencing. I'm gonna let everybody in. There are 66 people waiting in the waiting room. This is crazy. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna let everybody in and see if we break my internet right now. All right, here we go. Everybody's in. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? All right, so I've default disabled everybody's microphones and videos, but if you want to be seen, go ahead and join us there, and say hello to each other. There's a chat window that you can use too. You can even send private messages to other people in the chat room. What's up, people? Oh, this is amazing. All right, Renee, nice to see you from on Friday over there. Welcome back, Brian, Marilyn. I see some very familiar faces in here. Thank you, guys. All right, and some new faces completely. Hello, people. Yeah, Susie Ann. I saw you on Instagram the other day. Very good. Let's see. Hello, hello. Yeah, so if you're new to Zoom, hi y'all. Oh my gosh, the Nunez family is in the building. What's up? All the way from the East Coast, Pennsylvania. I see you. My emo crayon, my emo crayon group right there. Crayola. Nice to see you guys. And I see the wrist is healed. Very good. I'm excited to jam with you guys. Oh yeah, so let me just keep admitting everybody. Wow, this is insane. So I know you guys have a view of everybody here. Oh yeah, I wonder if I could just make it so that everybody is allowed. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There, I did it. Oh my gosh, we're at capacity. There's 90 people in here. There's only room for 100 in this room. We're gonna burst out the walls. This is great. Thank you all for coming out on a Monday evening. Go ahead and yep, post something in the chat room where you're from. If you're new to Zoom, I'll show you around a little bit. So let's see. So I got my screen. I can see all of you like the Brady Bunch over here. If you're on your computer, it's usually the best way to view. There's a button over here at the top. Oh, hello. Tina's live over here. Hello. So we have at the top right corner gallery view, which you can see everybody, and then speaker view. And I'll just pin myself to the speaker so that, yeah, it'll just be me over here. So, yep. Hello, everybody. Shout out to everybody visiting from all over the world, it seems. We got Australia, Colorado, Portland. That's where my brother's living right now. Modesto, Kentucky. Hello. And of course, the Bay Area is rolling in strong over here. Nice to see you guys. Yes. So this is actually my normal time slot for teaching. So I'm thinking that if all goes well today, we'll keep it going on Monday evenings. 6 p.m. That's usually where I teach at the Albany Rec Center, and trying to keep as much normal things as possible. So, thank you all for being here. We're going to be doing a special workshop, which I've been kind of cranking in my head, over the past couple of years, just thinking of the most important strum patterns that we use in ukulele. So there's a lot of little like philosophical things about strumming. Here, let me go back to me. Hello, nice to see you guys. Um, and there's some philosophical things about strumming, like how you should be moving your hands and how you should always be consistent with the hand movements. No matter what the pattern that we're doing, we're mostly going to be using a consistent down up motion, and that's a lot of beginners with the ukulele especially have trouble kind of controlling the hand movements. And like our brain plays tricks on us when we hear something and we try to emulate it with our movements, and they don't always match. So that's just some of the things we'll talk about, but we'll go over the basics, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get through a lot of what I have planned today, and we'll always kind of pause for questions. But it's kind of with 100 people, it's more like a lecture hall right now. Okay, so if you have your Albany Uke book, you can have that on your desk, but I will try to broadcast it over here. I've sort of learned how to do this. And again, thank you for bearing with me, as this is a kind of a new experience for all of us, as the quarantine is as well. And yeah. Oh, All right, so I'm gonna just mute everybody. Um, yeah, so as this is a new experience, I'm just kind of like, working out the kinks, and it might be a little clunky as we try it out. All right, so I'm going to show you my screen here. Hopefully you can see that, and then I'll show me on the right side here. Cool. This is my Facebook. Yeah. All right, I'm going to keep doing this. Let's see. Got to learn how to do the muting. Yeah, this is not like class where like I will have like a call to attention like everybody be quiet. I could just literally mute you guys and never hear you. So sorry. It's kind of a authoritarian in this chat room here, but I will allow you guys to unmute yourselves to ask questions down the road. All right, so we got my Albany Uke book, and the first strum pattern, and like one of my favorite beginner songs to kind of start with is Just the Way You Are, because it's got simple chords and it's got a simple strum pattern, but as you know, I think a lot of us in this chat room are kind of like experienced with ukulele. It allows us to kind of explore different kinds of strum patterns in a simple song. So this is what I like to call rock strum. And we're going to take these 3 chords. So if you're new to ukulele, you got your C chord, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A minor. And then we're going to keep that A minor there. And we're going to add the pointer here for the F and go back to the C. And so the song just repeats over and over. So as we're trying to learn this, you're just going to repeat the same exact pattern. And if you ever get lost, just find a C chord and hold on. The C chord will always return and you'll always get to try again. All right, so the first thing is to notice that, in this song, and it's good to analyze the beginning of a song, is that this particular song does 8 times per chord. And 8 beats per chord really is what the call is for this song. So no matter what the strum pattern is, you're always going to feel in 8 count. So we're going to start by just strumming the chords and counting to 8 for each chord. Let's start with the C chord, count to 8. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Middle finger A minor. Good. 5, 6. Add the pointer F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the C chord. C, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try it again. C again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Middle finger A minor. 2, 3, 4. Add the pointer for the F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the C chord. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that's very basic. Like, hopefully you were able to keep up with that. And throughout the whole song, no matter what someone is doing, whether it's or
Yeah, sorry, I did not change my batteries yet. So I gotta change my batteries for my microphone. Hold on. Do, 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 do. All right, here we go. Fresh batteries. All right, we're back online. So no matter what someone is doing next to you, you're always going to be counting to 8. So I even give a lot of my students the out to do what's called the 1 strum. And this is very good practice for any song that you're going to do. Before you even learn a strum pattern, is to just strum each chord once and do the right counts. In this case, 8. So take your C chord, 3rd finger on the bottom, and strum it once and count to 8. Ready, go. 1, 2, just count 3, 4, 5, 6, middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add the pointer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to C. And so this is a one strum technique. This is also good for singing. When I see your face. If you have trouble singing and playing, try to just sing and make it simple. It's not a thing that I would change. Cause you're amazing. Just the way you are. All right, so no matter what the strum pattern is, you can always kind of default to that. And so, you know, when we're jamming a song, find your balance. Find out what level works for you. Playing ukulele is kind of like a oh, sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see that in the chat. Let me change back.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Okay, hopefully that's better. Thank you. Yeah, so as you're jamming, you can kind of go in and out of trying a strum pattern and then going back to the simple strums. Okay, so never be afraid of that person next to you who's rocking out. I like to think of ukulele jamming and ukulele class as like a yoga class or a Zumba class, maybe more like yoga. um, so it's more like yoga where, you know, we're all doing the same movements, but if you need to make your own adjustments, then you can make your own adjustments. Don't feel like you have to do what everybody's doing all at once. All right, so we got the one strum, we have down strums. Now in this song, we're going to use, oh yeah, I am in the picture twice. I wonder if I can fix that too. Oh, maybe I can hide this window. Nope, that's everybody. Hello, everybody. This is gallery view. And then, oh, here we go. I think I'll go like this and then hide self view. No. Well, that's good. Then I see two people up there. I should cycle this around through people so people don't always feel like they're singled out. Should just have someone clicking through everybody's faces. Hi, everybody. All right, so we're gonna go just the way you are. Oh yeah, I have to go through the rest of the strum patterns, of course. So, along with the down strums, rock strum focuses on doing what's called a double down. That's why I said double down or 8 times. Right here in the music, double down 8 times. So I will just, instead of counting to 8, there's a music nerd way that we count, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We put an and in the middle of every number, and we call this subdividing. And this is something that you can do even if you're not saying it, and even if you're counting, you know, like a dancer, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can always be thinking 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. It helps you keep your time. With this drum, the double down, we're going to be going down doubly. We're going to go down, 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 down. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so we're going to keep going with those words that we're speaking. And I see someone says, "You're super tiny, Lenny. I'm gonna do that." Yeah, there we go. Yay. All right. So everybody now double down or subdivide with me on just a C chord. So we're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. So you can still hear that 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going double, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is the base of a rock strum. Now, this is not the actual rock strum. It's missing something very important. What it's missing is the headbang. All right, so everybody headbang with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you at the top. Headbang with me. There we go. 2, 3. You're on the spot here. 5, 6, 7, 8. You hear there's a little bit of an emphasis with that headbang. It's a little bit different. And that creates a nice little rhythm and a little pattern that kind of fuels the feel of the song. And I call that rock strum. So, you know, it sounds kind of like a Coldplay song. Look at the stars. how they shine for, which isn't really rock at all. I mean, that's kind of an insult to rock music, but otherwise, that is the feel of what we're doing. So a lot of songs kind of have this lull. If you think of the Beatles songs like "Let It Be" or "Imagine," has that kind of lull. And if you speed it up, you get kind of a feel of like Motown music, like faster. No New Year's Day, Stevie Wonder, to celebrate. Just that little emphasis makes it a little bit more characteristic of certain songs that you're trying to emulate. So that is, again, the backbone of the rock strum is we're trying to go double. Now we get interesting stuff when we try to add in down ups. So the first one that we all try to do is the probably the simplest form of rock strum, which is down, 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 up. So there's threes. 1, 2, 3, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 2, 3. So there's 3 downs and 1 down, up, which takes like 4 little breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 4 and 1. Or 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 5 and 6. Down, up, 7 and 8 and a 1, 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5, 6 and a 7 and 8. So that down up is a seemingly fast move. It's like boom, 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 boom. But again, with our hand movements, all we're doing is choosing to go down up into the strings, down up. And here I'm muting. This is a very nice technique if you are trying to learn a strum pattern, is to take your left hand and gently touch the strings so that you get a nice thing, a nice percussive move, not this. That means you're squeezing too hard. Stop showing off. A little bit relaxed. You want to relax that left hand and just strum through until you get a nice chucking sound, percussive sound. And when you move your hand, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. My hand is not going any faster, even though the sound is going faster. Dun, 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 dun. If I didn't touch the strings, it would just look like this. Dun, 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 dun. And that is one of the keys of keeping a strum pattern is I like to say, and I'll say this, over and over like a broken record, no sudden movements. No sudden movements. So if you feel yourself stopping because there's a fast sound or speeding up because there's a fast sound, you're probably doing something wrong. So go back to that feel and just see if you can keep consistent. Down, 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 up, down. Yeah, take it nice and slow. The other thing is strumming technique, especially when you're starting to do several down and ups, is that your technique is very important. So what I'm trying to do when I'm doing these strum patterns is on the way down, I'm taking the center of my nail and kind of strumming through like that. And on the way up, I'm flicking back with the tip of my finger. All right, so down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. All right, cool. So that is the rock strum. Try it with the song. Here's C. And I see some people saying that it is jerky video. I think it's because I'm going on screen share. I try to do this to make my video bigger. But if I take it off, then I will just be a really small box in the corner. So I'll do that when we maybe I'll kind of play with doing both of those because I can stop the share and then you won't see my screen. You'll just see me. Hopefully that looks better. And then if I go back to the kind of side-by-side screen, it will probably be jerky. Is that about right? Does it look? Do I look smooth? Can I pop and lock? And you can see me now? Okay. Yeah, so it does have to do with the screen share. Figure that out. Thank you guys for the for all the comments. And like I said, this is our first time doing this, and I appreciate the hive mind of it. I've already gotten a lot of messages from other youth groups asking me how to do this since I've just been playing with it for the past week. Cool. All right, so we got Just the Way You Are. Right now we're doing it with just the rock strum. Okay, so let's go to that. Um, oh yeah, the other thing is if I share just the screen, and if you're on your computer, you can actually control what you see on the right side. So like, see, I'm showing you the PDF, and you probably are seeing like a gallery on the right side or something like that. So maybe that's a better way to do it at home. Facebook, I apologize for those of you on Facebook. You'll just have to deal with Tiny Lenny in the corner. All right, so let's try just the rock strum if you can on these four chords: C, A minor, F, and C. 1, 2, 3, C. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. A minor, A, A, A. Then the F, and F, and a F, and a back to C. Down, up, C. Down, and try it all again. C. Down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. A minor. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. F chord. F, F, F. Back to C. Down, up, C. Down, up, C. Down, up, C. Yeah, so you hear that pattern. After a while, you just go boom, boom, down, up, boom, boom, down, up, boom, and you kind of know where to place that down, up in this simple pattern. Now, if you look at the music, you'll see that there's something right below it that I drew, which is what we like to call extended rock strum. So we have the basic, which is on top, down, 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 up. But now we have this long thing that looks really complicated. So what I did was I underlined it when you go down, up. So slowly, sounds like this: down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. All right, say it with me. Ready? Go. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. All right, so that will sound like this. I'll scratch it out first. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, and down, down, up, down, up, down, down. So what you'll notice is that there's one very distinct part of this strum pattern, which is the middle. So as you're playing, you gotta listen for that and kind of play. It's like you're playing the drums. Boom, 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 boom. Like it's this drum pattern that we've all heard in some sort of music, whether it's hip hop music or rock and roll music. It's there. We're just trying to scratch it out with our hands. So the first thing to do is to master just the beginning. This extra down up is what throws most people off. So if we can get just the beginning, down, 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 dun, stop, and then try it again, then you'll get the hang of it. So let's try the very beginning, just the first kind of 7 beats, if you will. 1, 2, ready, and down, 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 up, down, up, down, down again. Dun, 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 down, up, down, up, down, down, and down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. All right, so you got it in your ear. You maybe you're gonna miss it a couple times, but again, as we do repetitions, you want to try to just stop and restart yourself until you can get it back. Okay. Now to repeat and repeat, we add an extra down up. That's gonna feel a lot like the first one. Like if you did the first rock strum, you go down, 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 and again. And again, down, up, down, down, up, down. It kind of feeds itself into the beginning. The extended rock strum, you're going to feel the same way. So I'm going to do it a couple times, see if you can join in. And again, if your head spins after a couple of run-throughs, just stop, breathe, and try again. Here we go. 1 and 2, ready, and down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, and again. down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Dun, 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 down, up, down. Dun, 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 down, up, down. Dun, 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 down, up, down. Dun, 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 down, up, down. Dun, dun, down, up, down. All right, is that working out? Let's see if there's any questions before we get to the jam here. We'll go back to everybody. Let's see. Let's check out that. How's that chat window going? Let me see if I can find it. Alt H. All right. Strum rhythm. I just say in my head, I just ate something awful. I feel nauseous. All right. Let's see. Yeah. So everybody sees. Yeah. Some people are not seeing me. Okay. Let me show you really quick. Just to regroup here. I will share the screen. So at the bottom, there's like a little kind of bar that shows you all the options. So you know, any sort of like extra kind of things that you might need might be down there. But if you're having trouble seeing me, it might be this top button right here that shows gallery view. Hello, everybody. Hello, good people. Y'all look lovely. Yeah, and then there's also arrows to see back and forth gallery pages. It's so nice to see you all. Y'all look great. I like those ukuleles too. Yes. And then at the top, there's also speaker view. So you can just see me and everybody at the top. Yeah. So little Zoom tutorial. I feel like as we go um, through with our quarantine and our kind of social distancing, more and more people will be used to different platforms. This is something I guess a lot of work environments use, and me as a working musician, it's like I'm not really teleconferencing that much, but I'm learning. All right, we see a raised hand. Yeah, there's option at the bottom for raising hands, I suppose. Where is that? Is in the more button. But let me go back. Let's see. All right, raised hands. Jan has a question. Let's see. See if I can unmute you. All right, Jan, what's your question?
Hi, I pushed a button and that little hand appeared and I don't know what it meant.
That was you raising your hand. So if you
That
go
was
in the,
me.
yeah, if you go into the yeah, there's a button where you can raise your hand. Does anybody know where that is? I can mute you back. I know. If you find the raise hand button, press it and then I'll unmute you. All right. It's there somewhere at the bottom, I think. Anybody? Yeah. So any questions? Is that the full 8 count? Robin asks. Yes, the down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Can go back to this really quick for all you folks that want to know. This fits 8 counts. So if I think about the counts at the bottom, I can write them in 1 and where is it? 2 and 3E and 4 and so like with all strum patterns, you're thinking about filling in boxes. In this case, there's like 8 total boxes that I have to fill. And either box can have just a down or it can have a down up. So a lot of my patterns can focus on, either down, 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 up, down, 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 and that's one way. Or I could go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And that all fits 8 boxes. And that's going to bring me to my next point. And again, I swear we're going to jam this, but this is all like kind of premise to what we're going to do with strum patterns. All right, let's see, other questions. Oh, reactions. Thank you. We found the reactions button at the bottom. Yes, there's a reactions. There's clapping and thumbs up. Thumbs up, guys. And there's also a raised hand, which I guess maybe I can't raise the hand. I can't raise my own hand because I'm facilitating, I guess. I can clap. Cool. All right, other questions about the jam? About the rock strum so far? All right, so ultimately, what we're saying with strum patterns, you can practice the rock strum. You can practice the extended rock strum. It's all good stuff to practice. But my ultimate thing that I love about rock strum is that no matter what you're choosing to do, you can make it up. You can improvise because the rock strum, like real rock and roll, has no rules. Stick it to the man. Do what you feel like is in your heart. And as long as you have a little headbang on it, you can go down up whenever you want. As long as your head is still moving, I can do any combination of downs and down ups. I can go down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down. It doesn't matter what combination of down and down ups I use because my hand is always going to move the same way. So I'm always going to be on the right beat with everybody else. So again, do what's in your heart, kind of play around with it, see what you can come up with as we do this jam. All right, so I'm gonna bring my band in. I'm gonna start by laying down I'll do the extended rock strum for the backing track. I'll lay down the C, A minor, F one time, back to C, C again. All right, I'm gonna bring in the bass to add to our band. Gotta tune it up a little bit. F. Back to the C chord. C again. A minor. F, go. All right, we're gonna add the drums back to the C now. Here we go. Her eyes, C chord. Her eyes, make the stars look like they're A minor. Her hair falls perfectly without her F chord. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. C again, yeah. I know. When I compliment her, she won't A minor. It's so sad to think that she don't see what F chord. But every time she asks me, do I look okay? I say, see again. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. Make it up. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, A minor stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing at four. Just the way you are. All right, see again. The way you are. the ending. See, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing. Slow it down. Just the way you are. C chord, rock it, rock it. Let's see if we get it all at the same time. And all right, clap it out for yourselves. Nice, nice. So that's a rock strum song. And so you'll hear that beat whether or not there is a one-man band behind you. You're still going to hear that beat kind of in the background. And you feel free to improvise, down ups whenever you want. And so one of the like extreme versions of that is like you could do the metal version of the song, which is all down ups. And I go, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. Like that would work too, because you're still going down up at the same rate that everybody else is going. So if you want to do that on the side, that's fine. I can't hear you anyway. It doesn't matter. All right, let's do another rock strum song. I'm kind of, debating how to kind of go forward with just like, how to facilitate this class, because my goal is to show you everything, hopefully, in the span of 2 hours. And I know some of you might have to go eat dinner, and some of you might have to go to bed, depending on where you are. Some of you just woke up and you're here for 2 hours. It's fine. But my goal in this kind of lecture workshop is to do cover the 3 basic strums and then kind of go advanced. So if you don't get everything today, I apologize, but I am recording it and we'll try to get it onto YouTube, and so you could rewatch parts. Okay, so we'll do another rock strum song. One of my favorites is Mustang Sally 39. I also like doing this with blues improv kind of class that I teach, which I'll probably do sometime down the line in this time of again, social distancing. I'm finding that I have a lot of time to do kind of online workshops, so I plan to unfold a lot of the workshops that I teach for you guys and kind of give you guys stuff to do while we're all just stuck inside. Hopefully you're keeping your ukulele close to the vest and you're using it whenever you need a lift in your daily life. So this is Mustang Sally, and this is the blues. So if you look at the kind of overall of it, and it's actually the overall is in the intro, 4 C's, 2 F's, 2 C's, and then the last line would be G7, F, C, C. This is a common progression we call 12-bar blues progression. It's something that all musicians, who study music at some point or another, know this particular progression, to the point where if you were ever, and I know this seems like a long time ago, back when we used to have live music in restaurants and bars, if you ever go to a restaurant or bar and there's a band playing up there, and you could probably go up to them and say, hey, can you play a blues in C? They would play these chords, and you would jump up with your ukulele and join them. You'd be able to jam with them on the spot and just say, hey, let's play a blues in C. All right, this fast, and then you'd be able to play together. That's the beauty of the blues. I always encourage everybody to learn the blues at some point. So that will come up at some point in my teaching, and I hope you'll join us for that too. Okay, so this song is kind of interesting, though, because the blues progression goes, but it's very long. It's 8 times per chord. So whereas something like Hound Dog, which goes by quick, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Then the F, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, C, crying all the time. And then G7, you ain't never got an F, you ain't no friend of mine, C. That's the blues progression. That's like, that's 12 bars. That's how long it is. But over here, because it's 8 times per chord, and we're going to use a rock strum, it's like this. 2, 3, C. 3, 4, 5, 6, C again. 5, 6, 7 again. C. That's the third C only. Don't change the F yet. Here's the C, C. And then here comes F. F. That's how long the beginning of the intro is for this song. So you're gonna have to wait a little bit, but especially for folks who are learning to play the ukulele, that's a good thing. You can wait, park on it, wait until I tell you that the F chord is coming, and then you'll be ready for it. Okay, another fabulous part of this song, probably my favorite thing that happens in this song, is that this F right here. Oh, I'll zoom in. That's super dramatic, guys. That has a slash on it. If you ever see a slash in your music, that means just one time. And this particular slash is like a, and it's actually, yeah, if you know how to use your left hand, you're gonna strum it, and then you're going to take your other fingers and mute the strings immediately after. And in fact, if you're singing at home, I hope you'll scare your roommates or your partner who's right behind me. They'll go, "Oh!" I wasn't prepared to say "oh," but you say "oh" when you do the F chord. "Oh!" And it just scares somebody who's in your block. So what you're gonna do with this part, again, going forward with the idea of the song, we're going to strum it once, oh, and you're going to take your fingers, you're going to mute, and you can keep scratching the rock strum while you do this. Oh, click, clickety, click, make something up, do, 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 F. So you can try to jump in, take an F chord, hit it once, F, mute, make something up, do-ka-do, do, do-ka-do, do, F, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. You know, you go with that rock strum. If you don't know, if you're unsure what to do with the down ups, just go F, click and click and click and click and click and back to the C. That's all you're gonna do. So it's the whole 8 counts of F. We're gonna hit the first count, and then we're going to mute the rest of the F until we go back to C. And if you look following the intro, that happens right here. This F right here is the golden one. And remember that during the verse and the chorus, you can say, oh. And you're not going to miss it because I'm going to say, oh. So you'll be fine. All right, let's try it out. Oh, yeah, and in the blues, even though we play C, you can always play a C7 or an F7 if you're fancy. No pressure, no pressure. Just letting you know you can. All right, let's try the intro. This will also help me set up. Oh, sorry. Check back to my voice. There we go. We're gonna go with the intro. This will also help me set up the song, and we'll do a little Mustang Sally for you. All right, C. 1, 2, ready, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C again. C again. F again. 6, back to C. 5, 6, C again. G7 here. All right, get ready. Here's the best part. F one time. Ready and oh, click, clickety, click, 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 click. Back to C. Mustang Sally, sing, Mustang Sally. Think you better slow your Mustang down. Still C. Here. Mustang Sally. Think you better slow your Mustang down. Messed that one up there, sorry. All right, G7. Here. You've been running all over the town now. Hit it once. Guess I'll have to put your flat feet on the ground. All right, this is the part where y'all can sing at home. If you know this song, you know there's a big chorus right here. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. Here we go, F. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. G7, one of these early mornings. Hit it, F. Oh! You're gonna be wiping your weeping eyes. All right, nice rock strum. See how we have a long time, so feel free to improvise, explore the space. I bought you a brand new Mustang about 1965. Now you come around, signifying a woman you don't wanna let me ride. Mustang Sally. Think you better slow your Mustang down. Still see G7, you've been running all over the town now. Give me an O. Oh! Guess I'll have to put your left feet on the ground. Nice, y'all. Oh, that's nice. All right, chorus. All you want to do. All you want to do is ride around, Sally. What? Ride, Sally, ride. All you want to do is ride around, Sally. What? Ride, Sally, ride. F chord. All you want to do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. C. All you want to do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. G7, one of these early mornings. F1. Oh! You're gonna be wiping your weeping eyes. So different me just doing this by myself. But I'm watching you guys and I see you rocking out. So you guys are definitely helping me out here. All right, fade it out. I feel your presence out there. I just can't hear you. So. Oh, that's nice, guys. I love it. I love it. All right. Nice job, everybody. You guys are awesome. All right. So I'm going to check my chat. So that's rock strum. Again, you feel the improvisation nature of it. Like a lot of songs can fit with this same pattern. And you know, it's just a matter of a couple of variations, a couple more emphases in certain kind of you know, just like nuances from there as you're doing the rock strum. All right, so questions. Metallennial, I like that. How do you mute the F? Yeah. So again, I'll show that one more time. I take the F chord, and I have these fingers that kind of just, and really when you do a mute, this is something that hopefully we'll get to advanced strum patterns today, is that when you mute, your whole left hand has to relax. Even the fingers that are on the F also relax and barely touch the strings. Like basically when you think of a mute, you're just touching the strings and applying zero pressure. So when you practice a mute, you want to strum it, squeeze, and then relax your hand, and you can chuckle. So Yeah, that's kind of like how you do the left hand mute. And when you do it in this case, you can actually just do the left hand without strumming through immediately. Strum, mute, and then make it up. And then you practice again. F. Doop, 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 doop. That's pretty funny, Jenny. Quiet rocking out. You're like, oh, oh, oh. Oh yeah, and Kelly, yeah, it's totally fine. Like in the middle of the song, a lot of stuff is going on, and this is what I always tell everybody. Like especially when we can get back to our normal ways. You know, community. We know we like to go into the public jamming and take over a bar, take over a restaurant. We have our ukulele jams, kind of capilla, and no matter what your level is, don't feel afraid to go into a uke jam because it's okay to get lost in the middle of the song or to lose what I'm saying or to lose the strum pattern, right? The key is try to like stop, pause, listen, see if there's a place that you can jump back in. So if there's a long stretch in this song of C. So um then you just have to wait and then jump back in. And I see what you're saying. I lost the video feed. I'm not sure why that might happen. Maybe my internet's going crazy. But hopefully it's smooth again. Any other questions? Rockstrum is tough. Yeah, Jay Conlu out there. Rockstrum is tough because it's almost like sometimes having less rules is harder to follow. Like Island Strum is just down, down, up, down, up. So everybody can kind of get on that train and be like, okay, I mastered it. But rock strum is something that you can continue to work on and continue to feel out as you're making it up and come up with other stuff. And it's again all about the consistency of your motion. So my prescription to you to keep practicing this is to find some recordings of ukulele songs you like that feature the rock strum and keep focusing on that consistent movement of your hand and try to loosen up. Try not to be so rigid when you're playing a song. It's not about like executing a down up combination as much as it is moving your hand to the beat and feeling it. More like if you were just asked to, someone handed you a drum and said make a beat up, you might not do the same thing over and over. You just kind of improvise. That's what we want to do with the ukulele. All right, which brings us to our next thing, which is the island strum, our favorite. And most of us know the island strum. Leave a comment or you can chat with me privately if you've like never done the island strum before, or if the island strum is new or the island strum is tough, because I want to see how much time I should spend on this. And island strum is one of those things that you might get it on the first class, or you might take 6 weeks to get it, and you might have to study the island strum until you truly master it. So let's go to. I mean, our typical one is "Stand by Me." Yeah, okay, I see. Just love the refresher part. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for tuning in. I see you, Richmond in the building. Let's go ahead, and we usually do "Stand by Me," but I want to dare to be different. Let's let's do a different island strum song. Let's do "Don't Stop Believing," because I feel like that might be a good one for the time we're in. Don't stop believing that this will all be over at some point. So number 19, and I'll go ahead and share it now. And so C, G, A minor, and F are the essential chords of this song, and there's an E minor that comes up sometime. But those are the basic 4 chords of Don't Stop Believing: C, G, A minor, F, over and over. The first thing is just to make sure you can strum through C, G, A minor, F. Try all downs first. Also, when I'm teaching, especially my private students and beginners, I always prescribe kind of a sequence of how you should break down the song. So the first thing might be just to do 1 strum through each chord, C, and then go to G, A minor, and F. And even strictly going through the beats of this song, in this case, it's 4 beats per chord. So I would take the C chord and count to 4. C, 2, 3, G chord. Middle finger A. Add the up, pointer, F, back to the C, go. Jump up and G, 2, 3, A minor, and go to the F. Yeah, so like my kind of what I would tell my students again is I would say, okay, number 1, just go through 1 strum. Then number 2, go 4 down strums. After you've mastered both doing this with the chords alone, and then maybe with the words as well, you can go on to the next levels. So like those of you who might have trouble singing and playing, I always say like, well, can you sing and play and do 1 strum? Check. Okay. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Okay, if that's easy, then go on to the next one. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. And once you feel kind of comfortable going through, that means your left hand is very set up. You're not worried about what chord is coming next. You can graduate to the island strum. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train. And hopefully you've set up your body, you've set up the words to be smooth during the island strum. Now, if that is not the case, I like to say, well, maybe you can do something like in between. You could go 4 down ups. In between 2 and 3, you can go 4 down ups. So now you're, again, focusing on that consistency of motion with the down, up, down, up, down, up. Next chord, G. Next chord, A. Next chord, F. And back to C. Just a small town girl, A minor, living in a lonely world. C. She took the midnight train, going anywhere. And so again, you're steady with the down up movement. You can do that, you're on automatic basically. You're on autopilot with the down up. Then you have to get on that level with the island strum. Okay, so the island strum, those of you already know, hopefully, down, down, up, down, up. And there's a little gap between the ups that you want to leave a little space for Jesus there. Down, down, up, down, up. And so a couple of different ways to attack this strum if you're new to doing the island strum. First thing is just to repeat after me. Just see if you can get the singular movements but on their own. So repeat after me. Give me a down, down. Give me down, up, and then up, down, up, down, up. And the key is notice where that dash would be. I kind of have to make my finger go underneath the ukulele back to this position, go up. I call that the phantom down. It's like you're going around the strings and you move your hand down, but there's no sound. My fellow colleague, my teacher, Cynthia Lynn, fellow teacher on YouTube, you might have heard of her. She also calls this drop. So she reminds everybody to go down, down, up, drop, down, up. So it's key to make your hand drop and go dead a little bit so that your hand goes to the bottom. So again, try to piece together the movements. Give me a down, down, up, down, up. Try it again. Down, down, up, down, up. And notice that drop. I'll say the drop. Down, down, up, drop, down, up. Down, down, up, drop, down, up. All right, slowly, I'm going to say it over and over. See if you can kind of follow along with that strum pattern. So we're going to go down, down, up, drop. Feeling lazy or your left hand is tired, just do it on your open ukulele, that's fine. Down, down, up, down, down, up, drop, up, down, down, up, drop, up, down, big screen over here. Hopefully you are seen that a couple times. I'll try it again. 2, ready, go. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, yeah, and if that's still tough, what I like to say is take your hand and air strum. And this could go for any strum pattern that you do. See if you can bring it to your hands and just get used to the motions and what the rhythm of the pattern that you're trying to achieve, what that pattern is with your hand movement. The golden rule is my hand cannot change directions or move or jerk or go fast, go slow. It always has to teeter totter on a down up. So I'm just going to go down, up, down, up, down. And I'm going to trust my hand no matter what I say. My hand is just going to go down, up like this. So just use your wrist. Try not to use your arm because you'll get tired fairly quickly. So down, up, down. And now I'm going to say a couple of patterns like all downs. Down, 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 down. All right, that works. All right, now down ups. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That all works. How about down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Helps if you say it. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, and then just down, down, down. Now, if I say the island strum, your hand is not going to change. All right, ready? Go. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. All right, relax. See, even though I change the pattern, my hand movement's not going to go. It's not going to change directions. It's always going to be right. It's like it's always going to be accurate what I'm saying out of my mouth. So as long as I kind of trust myself, it's like I have to drink the Kool-Aid. I have to actually like trust that my hand is doing what it's supposed to, rather than listen to something and have a reaction to it. So when you go back to the ukulele, and you can also mute it out, down, down, up, down. Your hand is going to teeter-totter the same way. And this also helps, for those of you who maybe learn the island strum at some point, and I get a lot of students saying like, I can't get out of the island strum. I learned the island strum and now I can't do anything else. What do I do? You have to learn how to do it at different tempos and learn how to control the down up motion that we are using with the down ups of the island strum. Because what I get a lot is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up. Like people get used to that like flick of the down, down, up, the double up. It happens too fast sometimes when you learn the island strum early on. It's sometimes good to go back to basics and do this exercise. It's one of my favorite kind of island strum kind of massagers. I like that Amy saying, that's me with the reggae strap. I can't get out. Like you can't not do the island strum, or you can't not do the reggae strum. That's fine. Reggae strum is my favorite. Can you use your forearm? So forearm is okay, but I like to minimize the use of my arm and my forearm when I'm doing the ukulele, unless I'm really trying to really try to rock out or do windmill strum or something like that. I like to think that ukulele, is a tender instrument and a gentle instrument and doesn't need that much force to make the sound. One of my favorite ukulele players, his name is Kimo Hussey. You should check him out on YouTube. He's like, I call him the Morgan Freeman of ukulele. He's got all powder white hair. He's got a low voice. He's a very dark Hawaiian older man. And he'll talk about an ukulele like it's a Harry Potter wand. He'll be like, this ukulele is made with a beautiful spruce top and koa back and sides and a gorgeous scale. And I'm going to play you a song. And he's like very like calm and soothing voice. Kimo Hussey, Kimo. Here, I'll read it. Kimo Hussey. He's oh, there we go. Chemo SE. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, he's actually I forget if he's the chair or the president of the Ukulele Guild of Hawaii. Who they're all ukulele makers in Hawaii, and so he's of that kind of that pedigree. Also, he was one of the key lead writers in He Mele Aloha. If you have that blue book, kind of Kapila book, he's one of the editors and compilers of that. So, long story short, Kimo Hussey is a great ukulele player, but he plays with like a finesse that is like his fingers just almost go just from like G to A string. It's just like you wouldn't know if you were just seeing the top half of him, you wouldn't know he was playing ukulele because he's just like smiling at you. And it's all active, like over here with ukulele. That's how I want to be with strumming and with strum patterns. I want to minimize the overuse of my arm. The other reality is, hey, good morning. Special guest right here. The reality of ukulele playing in my life is that I usually play for 2 or 3 hours at a time. So if I was using my forearm for that whole time, I'd be really tired really fast. So in order to preserve yourself, try to just use that wrist. Try to just use mostly even the fingers. The flick down with the index finger and the flick up makes it so that you don't really have to exert anything else as far as your arm or your forearm. Okay, so we're doing an island strum exercise. Take your left hand and mute out. We're going to go, actually, let's do 3 moves. We'll go down, I'll write it in the chat, just in case you don't want to go over to, I don't want to go over to the music yet. So the first thing we're going to do is down, 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 then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then down, down, up, down. Okay, those are the 3 things. So we're going to do 2 sets each. 2 sets each. All right, here we go. There's your exercise. Mute out, and we're going to start with 4 downs, 8 total. Ready, go. Down, 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 down. Now down ups. Down, down. And now island strum. Go. Down. And back to down. Same hand movement. Down ups. Go. Down. And now island strum. Ready and. See, after doing it a couple times, you should start to feel a little more down. A little more relaxed as you do the island strum than maybe you felt before. Down, up, down, up, down. All right, kind of coast into the island strum here. And back to downs. So hopefully that lets you kind of hear it and space it out a little more than maybe you've done in the past, because there is space in the island strum, no matter how fast or slow you're doing it. There's a space there that you should be familiar with and kind of know how to control. Ultimately, it's about being able to control the island strum so that you can go as fast or as slow without getting out of control, which, the tendency with music is to speed up. And this is just true of everybody. Like, everybody speeds up, literally. Like, everybody who ever played music has sped up at some point in their life. And so by doing exercises and especially practicing with a metronome, you will learn how to control your hand movements to be on time and not rush and do that. All right, trying Don't Stop Believing. The other thing I'll say is if you don't get the island strum yet, you can always cheat the island strum. Cheater island strum. By just going down, down, up, down. And that might be good for this song because we change chords so fast, right? We go C and then a G and then a A and then a F and then a C and then a G and then a A. And so when we're going that fast, if you're not used to the island strum, you might get kind of like, you might trip over some of your chords. So rather than do that, you just pause. You'll literally pause after every chord. C, down, up, down. G, down, up, down. A, up, down. F, up, down. C. All right. Okay, so I think we've talked through this song enough. We'll do a couple of island strum songs, and then we'll get to the swing strum, and we'll see how much time we have left for everything. So I know people are kind of like going in and out, and if you gotta leave in this next hour, I just want to say thank you again, and we're gonna keep jamming until 8 o'clock over here. But thank you for participating in this first of many live workshops that I'm planning to do. And do keep in touch. I do have a mailing list, which I just posted on Facebook, and just keep in touch. Yeah, be well, stay home. If you're sick, don't go anywhere, and wash your hands and do all that stuff. And I hope you are, as much as I'm trying to do as well, spreading the ukulele joy with everyone around you. So I already see it on Instagram and Facebook, everybody posting their ukulele videos, and I just want to say that I'm loving everything that's happening with the ukulele community, and I know we're lifting up spirits around the world with our songs. So thank you for being part of that. All right, here we go. Don't stop believing. This will be over at some point. All right, here we go. C. Let's just do the island strum. C and G and A and F and C and G and A and F. Keep going. If you know the riff at the beginning, play it. O, 2, O, 3, O, 2, O, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, O, 2, O, 3, O, 2, O, O, 1. Here we go. Verse 1. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. She took the midnight train going anywhere. And then the riff, if you know it. Verse 2. A singer in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. There's shadows searching in the night. Street light people living just to find an ocean, hiding somewhere in the night. GCC, GFF. Sorry, I didn't go over that part. GCC, GFF. All right, here we go. Verse 3. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill, paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some are born to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. There's shadows searching in the night. Back to F Street like people see, living just a fun emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. C. Solo, turn it to 11. Oh yeah, I cut off the 10 there. Here we go. C, don't stop. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Street light, people. Back to C. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Street light, people. Don't stop. C. Don't stop. All right, that's Don't Stop Believing. I don't know if you've seen that me and Cynthia have a cover on that on YouTube, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. It's not exactly the same as the arrangement here, but it's close. And if you want a reference kind of recording for you to practice, you can always watch this back or watch that video as well. So one of my favorite songs to do with these basic chords, and it's just super fun. So that's the Island Strum. Do we have any questions about the Island Strum so far? See you later, Molivella. Thank you for joining in. Yes, Sandy, thank you for tuning in over here. Yes, maybe you clicked into the Zoom thing. Any way to up the volume? Yeah, I could probably turn up the volume. Does everybody feel that way too? Need more volume for maybe the music? I mean, I have a little bit of room to go louder, but maybe you guys need to adjust your speakers a little bit. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Let's see. 1, 2, check, check. All right. Hopefully. All right. There's a little bit louder. Is that good? And then I'll turn my headphones down. Maybe that will be better. Good night. Good night, Jeff. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so that is the Island Strum in a nutshell. We'll get back to this when we let's skip ahead to the swing strum. I feel like Island Strum is covered a lot, so there's a lot of materials on the Island Strum. Sorry, let me go back to me. So if you have trouble with the Island Strum, there's lots of resources for you and lots of songs. I mean, Island Strum is one of those strums that like you could use on virtually any song and call it an ukulele version, and it will be fine. And it's the same with this next strum called the swing strum. The swing strum is also one that we use often. And my joke with the swing strum is that like every ukulele club that has ever been in existence, like for a while has only used the swing strum. So whereas Don't Stop Believing is the Island Strum, we could easily do the swing strum on Don't Stop Believing, and it would sound like, don't stop believing, hold on to the feeling. It's now the ukulele kind of capilla version, just because we did the what we consider the basic or the swing strum. I see a question really quick about the GCC GFF in the music. That's just I'll speak out the rhythm first. It goes like this. GCC, then GFF. So GCC, GFF. So it's hiding somewhere in the night. CC, then GFF. Yeah, that's just the timing for that particular part in the song. That's just how we kind of break it down. All right, so yeah, going back to the swing strum, it's just the basic one that you've heard on ukuleles everywhere, and actually, like every ukulele commercial starts like, "Hi, welcome to Kaiser Permanente, reminding you to thrive." Like I mean, you've heard this. Like every commercial now has ukulele in it because everyone has learned the saving power of the uke and has um, capitalized on it and exploited it for its good nature. um, but the swing strum is one we've heard a lot, and it's technically speaking. Let me turn on a light so that I'm not going super slow. Hold on. BRB. Turn on the light, please. There we go. It's getting dark in here. Okay. So, technically speaking, the swing actually has a mathematical timing to it that we use a lot in jazz music. Is a 2-to-1 ratio of down to up. So if you really slowed it down, you could count 1 2 3 1 2 3 in swing and go 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 down up down, and that's why the down feels longer than the up is because it's actually a 2-to-1 ratio. That's how long it is. And slowly, if you do it slow enough, you feel like you're riding a horse or you're hanging out on your back porch. And that is the general feel for the swing. So again, very light, using that pointer finger if you can. And so swing strum at its core is just down up the whole time. What I like to do is I like to do a down at the beginning of every 4 count. And it goes like this: down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And the counts for that would be 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4. And that's one variation. Another one that is used often and is actually in a way more versatile is just a 2-beat swing strum. So that last one I consider like a 4-beat swing strum. It takes up 4 whole beats. If you have a 2-beat swing strum, we just alternate down and down up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And either of those will kind of cut and paste, in virtually any song that requires a swing strum. So you get songs like, Three Little Birds, which is all C. It's don't worry about a thing. You could also go into the F chord. We'll go into that next one. 'Cause every little thing gonna be all C, right? See, it's just that 4-beat down to sing and don't worry about a thing. And then the F chord, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. And then you could take that same strum pattern or same song and just do that down, down, up and see it would change a little bit. Don't worry about a thing. It kind of changes where the beats kind of feel. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah. So play with those variations. Again, they'll both kind of work in various art songs and arrangements. And the other thing that to note is that there are some songs. Let's see if I can find one. There are some songs where you'll actually have to change in between. Let's see if I can find one. Can't think of say we were swinging Deo, and this is not actually true. We usually do an island strum, but if we were going all night on a drink of rum, daylight come and you want to go home. Like that wanna go home is 2 beats each. Daylight come and you C and the F. So that's somewhere where I would use that swing strum as a down, down, up, and a down, down, up. And in the music, just to highlight this, like C7, F right here. That's down, down, up. And then the F would be also down, down, up. So just want to highlight that you're going to be using, swing for the most part. You can just go down, up the whole time. But when you get to the C7, daylight come and be down, 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 down. Daylight come and be down. So that's a good thing to just practice in your swing strums, because that will make you completely versatile every time you're doing a swing song. And the last variation is with every kind of swing song, you can actually combine the swing and the island strum together. So let's take like Lion Sleeps Tonight, for example. Just C, F, C, G7 over and over. I can do down, down, up, down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, down, up, G, C, down, up, down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, up, C. And it has a certain feel to it, kind of that happy-go-lucky way that we hear it. If I were to do an island strum, again, that would be down, down, up, down, up. But keep the swing, so my fingers would still go in this 2-to-1 ratio. Then I could take that strum pattern and fuse it together, and I would be saying down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. And that's what we call swing island strum. And it just sounds a little bit more uppity and happy because of that little space in it. Down, down, up, down, up. All right, try the pattern. C, F, C, G7. Try it. C, F, C, G7, C, F, C, G7, C, F, C, G7, and sing. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Hey, be your mama way. Your mama way. Near the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, the lion sleeps tonight. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, wee on mama way down, up, down, wee, on mama way. Verse 3. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, oh mama way. Ooh-wee, oh mama way. All right. Cool. And so, see, those are just several variations, either down, down, up, down, up, or cut it in half, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, or turn it into the island strum and keep swinging it. All right. So those are kind of the three I think essential strums. Every song, if you're listening to the radio or you're listening to, you're shuffling your Spotify playlist. It's good to kind of look at songs and go, a rock strum would fit that, or a island strum would probably be more appropriate. Sometimes more up tempo song takes an island strum, and sometimes it's better to do a a swing strum if it fits, the genre of jazz, or reggae has swing often, and things like that. Questions? Yes, yes, yes. I know everyone's got to go to dinner. Um, yes, and the lion sleeves also works with reggae. And again, I'm gonna keep going to kind of finish out the just the 2 hours. It's fine. Don't feel bad if you have to leave, because I am going to record this and release it on YouTube. That's the hope anyway. We'll see what happens with the network and with technical difficulties. But yeah, if you have to cut, it's all good. And any questions so far about those three, please put them in. And we're going to go this last half hour. We're going to talk all about chucking and about kind of varying up these three strums to make them just even cooler than what we're doing. Oh, and thanks you guys for tuning in. I know a lot of you are getting out, but chucking is very near and dear topic of mine, and I'd like to talk about it tonight for you guys, whoever wants to hear. All right, so chucking. Chucking is a percussive move, as we've been using in this particular workshop. We've been talking just, off and on about the left hand mute. And we will get back to that, hopefully, in this next half hour, talking about the left hand mute and how to use it in variations of strums. But now we're going to talk about the right hand chuck. There's a way that you can make a percussive sound with only your right hand while strumming, and it sounds like this. It's a little bit more aggressive than the left hand chuck. There's actually kind of a snap to it, and this really emulates the snare drum in as far as the drum set goes. This would be the snare drum of your drum kit. So we're going to take our right hand, and the first thing I want you to do is just put your palm gently wherever your kind of hand rests. It'll be somewhere between the sound hole and the bridge here. Your palm will rest gently somewhere here, and your index finger will kind of reach and scratch. I know it's kind of uncomfortable to do this. Like, it feels like you don't have any range of motion, but see if you can try to touch the strings and reach out as much as you can and get a good flick, again, aiming for the center of that nail. This is pretty much what's happening when you chuck. You're touching, you're making contact, and you're strumming through. Now, you don't want to just get tied into this movement, because obviously if I'm doing a strum pattern, I'm not going to go like this. Like, that would take too long. So I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm just trying to get you to feel when you are getting your hand in that direction and what it's going to feel like to have your hand touching the strings and strumming at the same time. Now, what you want to do with that is you want to kind of learn how to land that almost like landing an aircraft. Almost like, what is your angle of descent as you put your hand on the strings and strike through? The goal is to touch with your hand and strike through to get that chuck, and then you're done. And in fact, you can actually follow through by grabbing the strings like this. Like, usually when I'm done chucking, my hand just ends up like this, and then I'm free to do an up strum on the way back. So how do I practice this? First thing I want you to do is just take a strum and be super calm with it. Again, consistency of motion, right? I want to get used to how my down strum feels, because I'm just going to vary it a little bit to make a chuck. So think about the angle that you're kind of going in with your finger, and then you're just going to alter a little bit so that your hand touches. Your hand's going to come in closer, and you're still going to strike through with your index finger. Now, if it's really hard to get your index finger to do it by itself, you can connect your thumb. But again, what I like to say about the ukulele is that it's tender. You're like you don't want to be too forceful with it. So, what I tend to do is I keep my hand pretty loose. My thumb happens to connect with my index finger on the way down. It's usually how my chuck ends up. It's like They kind of bounce together, and then I drop my hand like that. So again, strum open, and see if you can land your chuck. And strum open, land your chuck. And it's okay if your other fingers kind of crash in. Like I just kind of throw my hand at the ukulele and some of my other fingers kind of touch, but we're just looking for kind of a percussion kind of hit. So as long as at the end of what happens, you're muting the strings, you're going to get the sound you want. Once you get used to where that is, where that falls, you can add a little bit of a wrist snap to get even more volume. All right, see you, Vanessa. Thank you for tuning in. And see if you can, again, toggle on and off. Ultimately, with every strum pattern variation that you create, you're going to want to learn how to toggle things on and off, flipping switches. I don't know if you guys are computer programmers out there. I know we're in the Bay Area. We have a lot of Silicon Valley over here. If you're a coder or whatever. But the one thing I learned in 8th grade programming class, we learned the ancient language of Pascal. And the only thing that really stuck in my head was the fact that when you're programming, there's a true false kind of thing that you have to, if true, if false. It's called a Boolean identifier or whatever. In ukulele, it's the same. You have to know if it's chuck on or chuck off. Mute on, mute off. A strum, don't strum. Everything's kind of a toggle of on and off. And the more you can get used to, strum open, chuck. Strum open, chuck. And just keep it to those very, very simple levels of just on and off. Then you can start to utilize it in your strum patterns. Like whenever you want to chuck, you just say, okay, chuck it right there on that beat, and it's good. Okay, question here. Do you usually use a pick on other instruments? Yeah, so I grew up playing acoustic guitar, and that's where I really used a pick a lot. But you know what I found was I was like kind of a delinquent guitar player. Like I would never know where my pick was. So I'd always end up having to play with my fingers anyway. So I just learned how to make do with my fingers and make sure that I wasn't super pick dependent. That being said, the way you hold your fingers, if you are going to hold them together, is like the way you would hold a pick is you would put your thumb up and you would put your index finger across the pick. Do I have a pick here? No, I don't think I do. But that's kind of like, and kind of pinching these two together creates creates the force that you're going to need to kind of swivel and pick. A lot of people, I think, go like straight on like this, and it's actually not that strong if you put it together like parallel. So I usually just let, again, my natural hand position, if I close my hand and then try to strum, that's where I end up going. Okay, everybody hopefully mastered the chuck. No questions about that. Now, how do we use it? All right, let's go back to, actually, Lion Sleeps Tonight. Let's go to another good one for the season, for our situation. Don't worry, be happy. Number 7. C, D minor, F, C. Very simple. But you'll see this strum pattern that is here. Down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up. All the X's refer to chucks. So the first thing you're going to do is try this. Try to, let's just go down, 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 right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And now we're going to put a chuck on 2 and 4. So counting loud, we'll go count first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now chuck. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly what we were doing earlier, actually. Just now there's numbers. That's important because whenever you rehearse, you want to be able to memorize the movement and attach it to something else. So this time we're attaching numbers. And so hopefully you won't lose that right hand movement as we get more complex. So now instead of just going down, we're going to try to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we're just toggling down, up the whole time. So all our fingers are just strumming the whole time we're doing this. And now we're going to go down, up, chuck, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So, if that's kind of tough to do, one of the things that you can kind of go in and fix every time there's something wrong, you want to see if you can fix a small problem to make it run smoother. It's like a car. Like a car will not run at all, but you just have to fix one thing and then everything will run smoothly again. It might be that when you chuck, you have to practice strumming up again. So try to chuck and then recover with your index finger to go up. Practicing that a couple times on its own, just so you get used to the idea that right after a chuck comes an up. Not to be confused with up chuck. So slowly, this would look like down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, up, down, up, chuck, chuck, up, down, chuck, down, chuck. And then you would be able to speed that up and hopefully do the same thing. In the first grade, my first grade teacher taught me the song Lion Sleeps Tonight. But she told us first graders that the words to the song, instead of weem away, which the words are weem away, she said that the words were wing a whack, a wing a whack. So all those first graders learn the moves, a wing, that's supposed to be a wing, and a whack. And that's actually what this strum pattern sounds like. So I'll refer to it often as wing a whack strum. Wing a whack, a wing a whack, a wing a whack, a wing. So with the strums, that's down, up, check, up, down, chuck, up, wing, a whack, a wing, a whack, where whack is that chuck that you're trying to land. The last thing that I will say about this, and this will come into play as we do reggae strums, is you want to find a way to keep track of where the chuck is. And oftentimes I'll put that in my head. I'll go left and right. I'll call it the crazy sway, a happy, goofy bounce. And this tick-tock motion makes it so that you always know when the chuck goes. It's when your head goes this way. And if you can connect it to that movement, then you'll always know where to put the chuck so that you can think of other things. Again, we're trying to multitask. So every little task that you master, you want to put away, put to the back of your brain so you can focus on the next thing, like what the lyrics are, or how many times we do the verse, or what the first row thinks about your playing. You know, as a musician, we're focusing constantly on many different things. So everything you practice in music is about how much can you automate that move? How can you make this second nature? And one of the things I like to do is just move, because then I know if I look this way, no chuck, chuck, no chuck, chuck, boom, now. And I get a little walk, and I'm just dancing on stage, and that reminds me when I'm doing the chuck. All right, so hopefully you can try to do that through this song. We'll jam this song out with the chuck. And yeah, any questions before we do that? Oh, can't see your head? Okay, like that. See, if I bounce from one side to the other, then I know exactly where the chuck, now, 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 now. And yeah, that's the idea with kind of all the strum patterns where you're having a chuck. It's good to be able to kind of like hone in on when exactly that happens, so you never forget to add the chuck. You get used to it. Chucking is like, you know, it's like the revolution of the earth. Like you always know it's just going to come back to its same place. It's just going to be now. When is it again? Oh, yeah, right there. It comes in all right on time every time. All right, so we're going to do Don't Worry, Be Happy. This is the sound of the season as we are. I know we're trying not to worry, so one thing extra I like to add is don't worry, be happy, and wash your hands. So we're going to try all four of these chords. Try to add your chop. C, 2, ready, go. C, D minor. Now the F chord. Back to the C chord. C again, ready, and C, 2, 3. D minor, F, C, C again, D minor, F chord, turn up the ukulele a little bit, C. All right, add the drums to make you feel good about this. Yeah, see if you can get again. Memorize where that chuck is. It's there. Now. All right, ooh with me. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note, but don't worry. Be happy. In every life, we have some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy. And wash your hands. Don't worry. Be happy. All right, just one more time on that. Ooh, try it. Sing. Don't worry. Be happy. Yeah, so that's don't worry, be happy, and that's how we utilize the chuck in a swing strum. This is Aurelia, by the way, she's joining us as we're getting closer to dinner. So that's one way you can incorporate the chuck. Now the other way, if we're going again with what's up? If we're going with a swing strum, oh sorry, you can't see this here. Hey, say hi, Aurelia. Wave to everybody. Hi. So one way to put the swing strum in there is to, or put the chuck in there is to go 2 and 4. But another way you could do it is to put it only on beat 3. Oh yeah, I saw that. My internet connection kind of went crazy. The last lines. Sorry about that. But yeah, we can go 2 and 4, or we can go beat 3, and I'll show you how that is. You want to go run over there? 1, 2, 3. Run away! Run! Oh yeah, Charlie's sleeping under there. My whole family is just over here in the living room. Took over the living room. All right, so here's how you're going to go. Yeah, she does want din din. Here's how we're going to add the chuck to a swing song. We're gonna go let's go to I'm Yours, number 10, an ukulele classic. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change. I'm gonna audible. I'm yours because I do want to say, and I know we have 10 minutes left here, but this Saturday, for those of you who are still listening out there, this Saturday we're having a Beatles jam with Cynthia Lynn and myself. Originally, we scheduled this for in the Bay Area at the Freight and Salvage Coffee House in Berkeley, but unfortunately, we had to cancel it because of all what's going on right now and just health reasons. We just decided to cancel it a couple of weeks ago. But we're still doing the Beatles live stream, and we're gonna do that on Zoom. So this is nice that I'm gonna practice Zoom all week so that we can have a really good jam experience this Saturday. Definitely tune in, check out Cynthia Lynn Music, and on Facebook and on YouTube and all that stuff on Instagram for details on that. Octopus's Garden, one of our favorite songs, and a very simple one, C A minor F G7. Now this is a swing song, but if you've heard the song before, you know that it's kind of got this hip hop weird halftime beat. I'd like to be under the sea. So oftentimes we'll hear this song on an ukulele group go, I like to be under the sea. It sounds kind of happy and up tempo, which is good. That's a good feel for it, but it's not really the original. You might hear, if we did what we did previously, it'd be, I like to be under the sea. Also would sound kind of fast. But if we want to kind of, again, emulate what's more the beat of the original, I like to be under the sea. And octopuses started in the shade. I would have to change up something in the pattern. And this is what I like to do for this. And this is the reggae strum. Quote unquote reggae strum. Down, down, up, chuck, up, down, up. And so you notice, if you look at the counts here, the counts that are written, excuse me, got the hiccups. For the strum pattern, I have 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a. So the chuck will land on beat 3. And so to practice, I would just try to, on my down strums, to go 1, 2, chuck, 4, 1, 2, chuck, 4. Try to count out loud and put the chuck on beat 3. 1, 2, chuck, 4, 1, 2, chuck, 4. And now the crazy sway got a lot slower. It's more like a strut. I like to call it reggae strut. It's like, a lot of cool reggae tunes kind of go slow, kind of have that trippy nature to it. It's legal now. But as you're kind of stepping and you're strutting, you'll feel one side, other side, one side, chuck. Get used to where that chuck is in your strum. And now the same thing will go if you try it to swing it. So let's see if we can use that 4-beat pattern that's written on Octopus's Garden. It's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. And see if you can think of that crazy sway. We're going one side, other side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now try to put in that chuck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, up, down. And then that's probably the last thing that you want to be careful about is that right after you chuck, up, down, up, down. All right, getting the feel for it. As long as you know where that chuck is, you're going to get it right. All right, I see some pops in the chat thing. Let me see if I just address some last questions. All right. Yes, let's see. Maybe run more than one Zoom to let more than 100 in. That's probably a good idea. I mean, we got 100 into this chat room, so I'm guessing if we tried to do a workshop with Cynthia and myself as well, there will be a lot of people. So that's probably a good idea. I wonder how we're gonna do that. Yes, to have more than 100 people, it is another license. So we could possibly send money and fund that, but we kind of don't want to, you know. One thing that I like to say about this timing, as I'm, you know, preaching to you guys, preaching the ukulele gospel, is that, you know, I know a lot of people need the money and a lot of people need the support. And as much as I'm also, you know, a self-employed musician, you know, we could all use the money, but I think in the time that we're in right now, I don't want to, you know, like feel overconfident, but I feel fine right now. I don't know if I need everything that you know, the extra support that people are asking for. I feel so blessed that I can do things like this with you, where I can teach workshops and work online and move everything online, teach lessons. That's kind of what I'm doing all week. And so put the support somewhere else. Support your healthcare workers that are on the front lines. You know, see if you can donate and make more masks. I just heard that cloth masks are not very useful, so maybe find a way to support your healthcare workers some other way. Support your local businesses. Make sure you're buying from that restaurant down the street that you want to keep in business. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. I'm doing all right. For now, I'll ask for money when I need to, and I appreciate all your support. But definitely, that's something to think about too with in the time that we're in. That being said, we'll figure out what's happening this Saturday with the live stream. Yeah, because we're gonna need more room than 100 people. But you know, the other thing is that the live stream will be 100 people in the Zoom, and that's just the people who we can see and we can interact with. So that can be kind of like the inner circle, but the party will be on Facebook Live. That's the goal. So we'll see. Maybe what will happen is Cynthia will also do a separate Facebook Live. I don't know. Maybe that's, I don't know. We still have to meet about it, but I will take all your comments and suggestions, definitely, for sure. All right, let's jam this one. And I know we're a little over time, but I want to do this one really quick. And I want to do, just to end, I want to do Sweet Caroline one time through, just because if you just saw Neil Diamond's hands touching hands, not touching me, touching you thing, it's pretty funny. So we'll do these two songs. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is definitely part one of Strum Patterns, because as I imagined, I thought maybe I can get through all the songs if I just rush it, but you know, the teaching doesn't work that way. Teaching doesn't work that way. We have to go through the exercises, do everything to kind of unfold this information. So I promise myself and you guys, do Strum Patterns Part 2. Well, we'll just start at the middle and crack down on a more difficult material. So here's Octopus's Garden one time, and then we'll get to Sweet Caroline to finish out. Thank you guys. You guys don't have to stay here. I can play to my own empty room if you want. But if you want to jam out, here's Octopus's Garden. I'll share it on the left side. All right, here we go. Do it like Ringo. 2, 3, 4, 6. I'd like to be mine under the sea. It is Octopus's garden in the shade. Back to sea. He let us in. He might knows where we've been. It is Octopus's garden in the shade. right, let's finish it with Sweet Caroline, number 46. Thank you guys for tuning in and sticking out 2 whole hours of jamming with me. I don't know how you did it, but the 60 people who are still here, love you guys. Not that I love you more than the other people, but thank you for holding out / maybe multitasking. Not calling you guys out or anything. Don't know if you guys are still listening. But let's see. Let me see who's still in the room. Yeah. Let's get a little screen share of the remaining people. Let me get my thing. Yeah, I see you guys. Ah, that's so great. I know. You guys look lovely. Hello, people. This is awesome. Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, yeah, we got everybody on one page. Woo. That's so dope. Thank you, guys. All right, we're going to do Sweet Caroline, okay? So everybody's got their – maybe we'll do it screen share. You know what I found, though, on the screen share is that it's super slow, like when it shares, unfortunately, but it looks really cool to me, so I don't care anymore. I'm just going to watch you guys jam it out. I'm going to call it out. We're going to start with the G7, okay? It's all G7, F, and C. All right, here we go. Washing hands. G7, reaching out. F, not touching me. F, not touching me. Not touching you. Sweet Caroline. Sweet F, Caroline. Bop, bop, bop. Good times never. G7, so good. So good. So good. So good. See, I'm in it like F. Bop, bop, bop. To believe they never would. But now I see. Look at the now. F chord. And it don't seem so long to see. We fill it up with only back to C. And when I heard F chord, heard it was off my shoulder. See, how can I hurt and hold the G7? Alright, warm, not touching more. Warm. Oh wait, hands. Washing hands. Washing hands. Yeah, there we go. Reaching out. Reaching out. Not touching me. Not touching me. Not touching you. Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Bop, bop, bop. Your time never seems so good. So good. So good. So good. I'm in it line. Bop, bop, bop. To believe they never would. Sweet Caroline. Thank you. Ukulele players around the world, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to try something crazy here since it is the end, and you know we've by attrition, I'm just going to unmute everybody's and I'll let everybody say goodbye. So we tried to do like a sing along, like in one of these. Yeah, we did like a sing along in one of these chat rooms, and it was like super nuts. It was like everybody was like so far behind and so far ahead. It was kind of ridiculous. But here we go. Let's dive out. Unmute everybody. Bye, everybody. I'll say bye.
Lenny, you're best.
Love you guys.
You.
Thank you guys so much for joining.
Fabulous.
Together with all of you.
I
Safe,
love
everybody.
this. Yeah. Good night, everybody. So nice to see you
Amazing.
guys.
Good night. Jazz hands. Jazz
Ooh, jazz
hands.
hands. I like that.
Good
Someone needs to
night.
take a screenshot of all this because yeah, I'll take a couple. Yeah. you guys look
Amen.
great.
Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you.
Lenny.
Lenny.
So I got to
All right.
awesome.
I'll let you guys leave.
Yeah, we'll let you leave too. Go have dinner. Go
Thank
get
you
a
guys.
drink.
Oh yeah.
Get a Negroni.
Oh, I like. Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Monday
I'm
night,
just
baby.
saying. Give you a drink. Bye, darling.
All right. See you guys. Ugon, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah. Okay, I'll kick you out. Bye.
Good night. I'm going to bed.
You guys aren't leaving. Bye.